Modern Warfare 3. I want to talk about it while it's still fresh in my mind. So I got my hands on a PlayStation Slim. It came bundled with Modern Warfare 3. Would I have purchased this game at full price? No, I never buy my Call of Duty games at full price. But hey, it's a free pack in with my PS5 Slim, so I'm going to play it. And I enjoyed it. I thought all these reviewers are crazy clickbaity a-holes. And here's the thing. I want to ask you a question. Is it just me, or does it seem like these guys are just making clickbait now? Is that all YouTube is? Is everything gone to trash? Can you trust anybody anymore? You know, is the truth out there? I guess, as Mulder would have said. But the thing is, this game is actually not that bad. And here's the thing. I kind of wonder, are these game reviewers blind? You know, certainly it is a little bit more open world at times. And there are a few missions in this game that are absolutely some of the best I've ever played in the series. A little bit more open world, a little bit more like, you know, choose your own route. I do think it falls short in some regards in terms of, like, for example, you know, they could have taken a page out of GoldenEye's playbook. And that's what I thought I was getting into. You know, and a good example of that would be in some of these more open world missions, they could have done something whereby, you know, you have 3 levels of difficulty. And if you choose the easy level of difficulty, there's only like 2 objectives. And then if you choose the hardest level of difficulty, it's like, you know, plant the explosive, you know, collect the dossier, you know, hold up the one character, or maybe like, you know, take out this, you know, rogue agent or something that's hidden in the base, you know, things like that could have really added to, you know, the uniqueness of this structure, this open world structure. Instead, it's just choose your own route to get to the same crates. And the mission objectives are the same each time. Unless if there's something that I missed, which it is entirely possible because I only played through the game once. But the one time that I did play through it, I can say everything that you expect from the play control is absolutely perfection. It is, every weapon feels unique. Every soldier, every animation feels really interesting. And like the characters, when you shoot them in the leg, they'll stumble and they'll fall as if they've gotten shot in the leg, and then they'll try to find cover. You know, there's a really, let's just say, organic, realistic feel to the, I don't want to even say realistic, believable, you know, in terms of video game logic, you know, believable gunplay and action. And I would say exceptional gunplay and action in this series. In this particular entry. Is it the best of the series? No, absolutely not. In fact, I would venture to say that the last one that I played, Cold War, was probably better. Primarily because the setting was, actually that wasn't the last one I played. Modern Warfare 2 was the last one I played, but before that was Cold War, and Cold War was memorable, and particularly because of the setting. Okay, it was like Cold War, obviously, you know, so you're fighting Russians, you're going through old satellites and satellite stations, and you're going through old nuclear silos and things like that. And there are some missions in this game that do have that, and there were some really, really, really great moments where you're sneaking into a silo, and that is one of the things that makes me feel like maybe that's what kind of got this one dinged in regards to many of the players. I think that to some degree, Call of Duty, honestly, I think one of the things that people were really upset about is they don't want stealth in a Call of Duty. I think that people want run and gun. And it's really, and they want kind of an over-the-top set piece. Like Cold War had these incredible moments where, you know, planes taking off. Like there's just very memorable moments where like a plane is taking off and you're chasing it in a Jeep and you're trying to stop this plane from taking off, or was it to get on board? Gosh, I don't remember. It's so memorable that I don't remember. But my point is that there are usually these over-the-top action chase scenes and over-the-top kind of like scripted scenarios, and then they polish the hell out of those scripted scenarios, and then you come out the other side of it feeling like you just went through an action movie, but you were in control. And there is a kind of a logical desire for more and more and more of that. It's like, well, that's what they've always been, so let's just give us more of that. But what I actually admire about Modern Warfare 3 is that they tried to go, all right, well, let's try to evolve the single player just a little bit. But from what I've read and what I've heard, and who knows what's true, you know, but what I've heard was that they were under a very strong crunch deadline. And so they just did not have the resources to be able to put this one back in the oven long enough to really make it exceptional. And that is a disappointment. That in that regard, I do agree, bit of a disappointment. The other factor is, I would say, this felt like DLC in the sense that, in fact, they took Modern Warfare 2 off of the PlayStation Network, and so you can't just buy that individually. But the trophies are tied to that. So they're tied to Modern Warfare 2. So it ends up just feeling like the interface of this thing does not feel as sleek. If you look at even Modern Warfare 1, the remake, there's two categories when you fire it up. There's campaign and there's multiplayer, okay? And if you wanted to play Warzone or online or any of that stuff, then that's like a different front end, okay? And so this really confuses that. It throws you into the Call of Duty hub interface. And I swear to God, Activision needs to figure this shit out because it is confusing. I don't know how the hell to access what I want to play. A good example, here's a great example. I like to play the multiplayer stages with bots. I don't like to play against, 10-year-olds cussing at me and they're also better than me because they got nothing better to do. Okay, I'm not a competitive online multiplayer gamer, but I enjoy a good challenge. I enjoy a good multiplayer arena challenge. Like, it takes me back to the old Perfect Dark bot days. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm saying. With this, you can't even create a map and just add in bots. It's not an intuitive user interface. It's crap. Their user interface is so frustrating. And if you want to play zombies, I couldn't even figure out how in the hell to load it up. I fumbled with it for like 15 minutes. I even tried to follow a YouTube guide on how to load up a single player version of zombies. It's like, hey, did you guys forget entirely that you've got a lot of people that purchase your game to play the single player content? It seems like they have. And, perhaps they should go back to what they did back when they did Black Ops 4, which was just don't even make a campaign. In fact, I propose this. I propose that they create an online multiplayer hub and then they put out individual story-based campaigns. You can call it Call of Duty, but call it something else. Don't try to package it all together and then jumbo box it together as if it's a DLC, but no, it's its own product. And you guys, it's very poor, and they're falling back on their laurels. They're falling back on believing that they're numero uno, big shot company, and maybe Xbox will kick their ass into gear, but I don't know. Xbox has dropped the ball on a couple of things in the last couple of years, so we'll see. This video sounds very critical of Activision and Xbox, but I would just say that those were the factors that really screwed the pooch on this one. But the missions themselves, the very first mission, absolutely exceptional. Feels like a classic Modern Warfare set piece stage. It kind of dwindled for a chunk in the middle, and there were a couple of really great missions. I would say that I got 7 hours of fun out of it, but that's not a full price game to me. I'd much rather do it you can have a 7-hour game, put it out for $25 or $30 even, and then have your online multiplayer that's like a subscription. What's the problem there? You got two customer bases that are buying a singularly named product, and it's getting confusing as hell calling everything Modern Warfare.